So in the last video, we learned that in order to start a deeper relationship with someone else, it starts with you. You got to take the initiative. That was the first principle we talked about. And then invite others to join you in that through taking the initiative. But immediately as we move below the surface, we quickly realize that things aren't going to go anywhere unless we become vulnerable. So the second principle of deep relationships and healthy, meaningful, significant relationships is just that. You got to be vulnerable. You must be vulnerable. And in order to know someone deeply and to be known in return, it requires us to share those deeper parts of who we are. And the truth is that each of us actually longs to be known by someone for those things about us and why we do the things that we do and who we really are and what we value and all that stuff. We actually long for someone to know those things about us. And that's when we start to feel less lonely, is when someone knows those deeper things about us. So it requires us to share those things and to be vulnerable with someone as we move into deeper relationships with them. But that can be quite scary, right? I mean, that's like taking a risk. See, it's like if we reveal who we are deep inside, we open ourselves up to significant hurt and rejection. See, it's like we're giving of something of ourselves to this other person, and the other person maybe is not going to treat it so well. And maybe that's part of the reason why so many of us live such shallow, empty relationships, is because we actually carry a whole bunch of hurt from past times where we have been vulnerable and we have shared things and people have mistreated that and have disrespected that and we've been hurt by it. And so now we've put up walls and we've guarded ourselves from being hurt further. But let me just say, it's not going to change anything. If you continue to live that way, you'll never experience the deeper relationships that you were created for and designed for, that you really want to have. So it's certainly true that we got to be careful about who we share, what we share with, right? I mean, we shouldn't share more than reasonably should be shared. I mean, that's just good common sense. So we got to be careful and not to share with those people maybe who have proved themselves to be untrustworthy. So there's some safeguards and some boundaries and barriers that we need to have in place about this. But if we're ever to move beyond the safety of shallow relationships, it's gonna require us being vulnerable ourselves. We have to open up. And as we open up and vulnerably share some of those parts of ourselves, it invites others to do the same. It extends like an invitation, and it gives them the opportunity to prove that they are a safe person and the kind of person that you can open up and share more of yourself with. See, vulnerability demonstrates our trust and our care in other people, in the other person that we're sharing with, and it opens them up to share with you as well. See, it opens up those parts of ourselves that we really desire for someone else to know about, and it moves us quickly into a deeper, more significant and meaningful relationship. So the first principle is you have to initiate. You got to take the initiative. It's up to you to start it, and then you've got to be vulnerable. And I know that can be hard and that can be difficult for some people. So be wise about it, be careful about it. But the second principle is you have to be vulnerable too if you want to experience deep, meaningful, significant relationships. Hey, if you found this material helpful, then just click on the link below and it'll take you to a website where you can access a whole video series that's developed in helping you to take your relationships deeper. See, I think we are all created to experience deep, meaningful, significant relationships that go beyond just the surface level. So we'll explain some of the principles of what those relationships look like and then start talking specifically about how you can have those kind of relationships. And you can have it. It is possible. So click on the link below and you'll gain access to the whole video series.